Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy here today, Dean with Burn 1, and today we have some match commentary for you. It is myself on the right, playing Amulet Haven, also known as the Frosted Flakes deck, because we summoned so many tigers, and on the right is my boy Harrison, and he's going to be piloting a slightly modified version of Khalil's Spell Chain deck. Very powerful deck, combo into control. It's going to be a very exciting matchup, though, for you today. I can promise you that much. And we see that I have the Beastly Vow on too. Just playing something on. Thankfully, he seems to have not had an insight or a lot going on at the beginning of the game, so we're going to be able to just slowly start advancing our game plan, or at least assembling the pieces in our hand. Not a whole lot to control in this matchup when, your opponent's not doing a lot. We see Sorcery Cache coming down. Looking at 4 cards from the top of the deck, adding a Fire Chain to the hand, and then burying a Angelic Barrage. The rest go to the bottom. And then he'll go to his turn on 3. We're going to see the Penguin Wizard come down. Very powerful card for Runecraft. Discarding a Trail of Light to draw 2 cards. Then using the Evo Orb to keep the 1 mana up to evolve the Penguin. Penguin untaps itself, so then we're going to be able to tap it to draw an additional card. Fire Chain going to the grave, drawing another card. And now I know that I need this Penguin to not be on the board. So we're going to summon the Prison Priestess, Evo it. On evolve, we're going to be able to search any amulet. Struggle with this for a second. I am going to grab the... I know I took a cut there, but I took the Hair of Illusions. Just in order to be able to have a 0 mana amulet to combo with the Holy Sentinel next turn. And then I'm going to be forced to pop my Beastly Vow in order to get a Tiger, because the Penguin has 5 health. Being able to trade in both of my creatures. Well, I guess I get to keep the Tiger up with 2 health. But I get the Penguin off of the board, and that's what's important. Also, I do want to apologize about the shaky cam. I believe next time I record using this camera, I will actually have a arm mount off of the table. For this video, there was really no other way for us to do it, so it is what it be. We see Merlin, though, coming in and searching a card. And then evolving the Merlin using the Evo Orb. This is the powerful thing about Rune when it gets to go second. Not only does it get the additional card, but it's able to Evo Merlin slightly early. Copying the Fire Chain in order to kill the Tiger. And then it'll go to my turn. Holy Sentinel finally being able to come down. This is what really unlocks the deck. And I'm going to tap the Hair of Illusions in order to tap the Merlin, trade the Tiger in, getting it off the board. Sadly, I don't get to keep a ward up, but that's also fine. Sorcery Cache coming down, looking at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're seeing is a Fate's Hand. Oh my. A Fate's Hand and a Sorcery Cache. He's going to be taking the... Oh. Fate's Hand to grave, Sorcery Cache to hand in order to help fuel the spell boost and also maybe curve out the mana a little bit better. I don't think he's at 10 yet. Though there is an argument to just take the Fate's Hand, but... They are similar. Let's go Sorcery Cache. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And we see Insight taken to hand and Fire Chain to grave. Counting up his total spell boost at the moment. I think it's at like 8 or 9. And then it goes to my turn, so I'm going to be drawing, and... Right here, we see that there's a slow turn from Rune. I'm on 6 mana, so I'm going to use that time to put down the Curate, heal 5, draw a card. Definitely a very powerful effect. Allows me to keep a very large hand. And also put myself out of the range for his burst damage. If you don't know, spell chain without... Well, one, all forms of rune are kind of capped on damage. They kind of just play cards that do damage. Like, think about D-Shift, right? 2 D-Shifts might do up to 28 damage, right? If they're playing this version, they get it in packets of 5s and 3s. So the more health you have, the harder it is for them to actually clear the game. Very consistent deck, but it does feel like it's capped on damage compared to other decks. So being able to weave in that Curate is very powerful. I try to go in with the Curate, but the Fiery Embrace, that's why he hardcast the Trail of Light last turn. It was just in order to get a 10th spell engraved to be able to get some burn damage in. Cruel Priestess coming onto the board, allowing me to summon an amulet from my grave. We're going to be re-summoning the Sacred Plea, to then being able to pay... Oh, just tap sack. Gain keep 3 mana, summoning a Tiger with Ward. And then I believe, yep, with the extra 3 mana, I'm going to be weaving in the Death Sentence that comes in engaged, and I can tap sack it in order to kill an enemy follower. Since it takes a turn, I had wanted to weave it in there and then have it as protection later. So we see on his turn what is going to happen here. Starts off with an Insight, just in order to find something hopefully a little bit better. And then because of the spell boost being at, I think it's like 12 or 13 at this point, Wind Blast, able to clear the Tiger, protect itself a little bit, while also building the spell boost. And now that the Tiger is gone, the Runeblade Summoner can come in as a 5/5 and get that face damage in since I am tapped out of mana. And then it goes back to me. Let's see. A little bit easy on the cleanup, though if you can, it's always good to try to preserve the Death Sentence. It's a very powerful card, but 5 health is a lot, and I don't think I have a lot of removal cards. So I'm going to be getting the Tiger back. And then I have all these Jeans in my hand. Struggling a bit, but I decide I think I'll go for a wider board since the Cruel Priestess is on the board. He's also floating 2 mana, which means Fire Chain could destroy my Cruel Priestess if I went into attack at the moment, but by playing the Jean, I'm able to have a 3/5 on the board and hopefully be able to get that 3 damage to stick, and I think my call was correct. Double Angelic Snipe was another one. It's 4 damage. Either way, I'm out of like any form of removal that Rune could produce. And let's see here what's going to be the last card. It's going to be a Sacred Plea just put down for the tempo. You know, if I'm not going to use that mana, if I can save using that mana next turn, I might as well. Back to his turn. Let's see what's going on. We got an Angelic... Oh, it's still the end of my turn, actually. Angelic Snipe is going to be hitting the Tiger, bringing it down to 4 health. And bumping him up, I think, to 15 spells engrave. Very powerful, actually, because that's going to allow, right here, the Mithril Golem to hit the board. And with the spell chain 15, this deals 5 damage to the entire enemy board and the enemy leader, being able to push some face damage. And then, now I'm in a rough spot. I haven't seen any of my real removal for like creatures, other than that Death Sentence that I should have possibly recycled last turn. And so now I don't really have a way to get rid of this Mithril Golem, sadly. Cruel Priestess is going to have to recycle the Hair of Illusions because I'm not allowed to attack untapped creatures. Quite unfortunate, actually. I'm going to trade the Tiger in. Well, not actually trade, just trying to poke 4 damage. Oh, wait. Nope. First, I'm going to Dark Offering the Cruel Priestess. I think I wanted to avoid the case of him randomly using removal on the Cruel Priestess. I know that's, like, insane to think about, but, like, if it happens, I lose. Especially with the damage output. And then we see that I drew the Acolyte's Light, which could have dealt with the Golem, but I'm down to only 2 mana remaining. So I have to trade the Tiger in. And then it's a little crusty, but I will use the Pinion Prayer. Thankfully, it does not come in play tapped. Pay 1, tap sack, summon the bird. The bird goes in, and, you know, I didn't force this out of him last turn, so here comes the Angelic Snipe, taking care of the bird, leaving the 5/2 on his board, and I am out of mana, no wards, 17 health. No, 15 health. Apologies. Rune can just randomly struggle. Or, sorry. Haven can just randomly struggle when something like this happens. We're going to see a Demonic Strike. Very aggressive. The Golem is coming in for 5. Bringing me down to 7. Then we see the Rune Blade Summoner coming down, getting +4/+4, and swinging in to take me down to 2. Okay, well, thankfully I've healed a bit, and it's time to heal a lot more. So we're going to start off with the Acolyte's Light, banishing the Rune Blade Summoner in order to get some damage off of his board and also heal me back up to 4. But I want to be at least above 5. And here we go. This is a missed sequence, but I summon the Guardian Nun. If there's an amulet in play, which Holy Sentinel is an amulet, gets 1 additional health. Evolve. And then on Evolve, I gain 2 health, putting me at 6. And see, this card has Ward. So I sadly make the misplay here of trading this in, which means that I'm not going to have the 4/5 ward. Instead, I will have a 4/4 ward. Because here's a play that I felt was a little rough. I played on a Pinion Prayer, and rather than pay 1 to summon the bird, I decide that I want the extra health, so I'm going to use this to play Dark Offering to go to 9 health. The reason being is that Fiery Embrace Runeblade would kill me otherwise. So this forces a little bit more than that. Fiery Embrace Runeblade would have dealt 8. And unless I play the Dark Offering, I will not actually... I'd be forced to sack the Sentinel. I don't think I can afford to do that. We see Merlin coming down. Merlin's going to be searching out Fiery Embrace. So, you know, that's half of what I was afraid of. And we see Evo the Merlin using the last Evolution Orb for going second. And he is going to be able to copy the Demonic Strike for an additional 3 face damage, putting me down to 6. Quite aggressive. I think he's trying to close out the game. And he leaves the Merlin untapped. I'm not sure if that's right. I end up top decking. I think it was an Acolyte's Light. We're going to play down the Prism Priestess and evolve it in order to search our deck for any amulet. Deck's getting a little thin. But we still have 1 Sacred Plea in there, so I'm going to get that Sacred Plea. I'm going to smack him for 4. He shotguns the Fiery Embrace in order to kill the Tiger, pushing 3 face damage. Pushing me down to 3. I Acolyte's Light to banish the Merlin, going back up to 5. Don't like to be at 5. A lot of the cards do deal 5 damage. At least I'm out of the 3 range. So the only hope here is that I'm going to be able to draw 2, get a Tiger. If I can find a... What is it, the Acolyte? No, wait, not the Acolyte. The card that heals 5. If I can find that, I feel like I'm in the clear. Because his hand is pretty low due to... I think not getting the Fate's Hand. I think pushing the 3 damage was like maybe a little too aggressive. When the hand quality is dwindling. We see summoning the Demon Flame Mage, passing turn. Thankfully, the hand is filled with answers. Since he didn't really play a lot for me to interact with, we're going to tap the Hair of Illusions in order to get yet another Tiger. Right before putting down a Jean, dealing 2 damage to his board, and then on Evolve, dealing an additional 2 damage to his board. However, our entire board gets +2 health, pushing the Tigers up to 6 health on one and healing the other one up to full. Been struggling with what the last card in my hand will be. It'll be a Death Sentence, just putting it down. Hopefully, just in case. I don't know what he could put down that I wouldn't be able to deal with at this point. But, better to be safe than sorry. At the end of my turn, we're seeing an Execution come down on the 4/6 Tiger, just hopefully if he can find an answer, but hand's looking a little sparse, only on a 1-card hand. We see top deck Trail of Light, you use it to draw another card. We see what a good player, top decking Fate's Hand, drawing 2 additional cards, and refunding the mana. Still not seeing the Golem. Thankfully for me. Insight, draw a card. He's digging, but there is... We can see in the hand, there's the Penguin, and there's not enough spells. This is why... I'm not sure if, like I said, the Demonic Strike earlier was pretty good. It pushed some damage. But now, the hand, it dwindles. And because he's on he's on 13 health, I have 5 on board, he Wind Blasts. Oh, that's not... I see here that if he would have evolved the Penguin and just said the... If I only have 8 damage on board, I don't think he has to use the Wind Blast. His win condition is still the Golem every time. Maybe he was supposed to evolve the Penguin there and then discard the Wind Blast. Just because every card matters, right? Nothing really matters. It's not like you're going to be able to hold off the boards I'm creating for more than, like... You can't even go a whole other turn after this. So you might as well evolve and go for it. And hope to find the Golem. But instead, now I have 2 wards, and yeah, he's still not dead, but I... Right, he only gets to see 1 card instead of seeing 2. And we see here, he's bricked out. Runeblade Summoner, smacking for 3 to kill a Tiger, and then there's not really anything else going on his board. And there's only a Penguin in the hand, sadly. So I'm going to untap. He has 9 health. I have 8 damage on board. And it's a little, you know, this is a little BM. But there we go. I trade the Tigers in, and then I present double Moon Owl Mirage in order to close out the game. Trading the Tiger was absolute BM. But there you have it. That was Tiger Control managing to somehow take a fat W over the aggressive Haven spell chain, or sorry, the aggressive Rune spell chain deck. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this one. And if you want to see more, let us know in the comments.